show you something that I discovered that actually a lot of people don't really know. But the charging stations, which are pretty much everywhere, which surprised me. I'm going to show you something on the Livewire that actually made me consider jumping on the Livewire. So no further ado, here we go. So this is the Touch to Explore, and we're going to show, let's say, explore the bike, HD Connect. So find the charging station. So you find a charging station, and sometimes this thing works, sometimes it don't. But so find a charging station, plug share, Electrify America. Now all these are residential chargers in blue, green public stations, orange high power stations, which is your fast chargers and superchargers, and then stations on a gray, which are currently in use, which I don't even think it acts accordingly when somebody's actually using it. So anyway, so here's all the stations that you can see. But so here, me being in Houston, you don't really see a ton of them. But watch this. So in the Houston area, you keep zooming, and it's going to show you the ones that's in the Houston area, the high powered stations. So let's keep going. Now a lot of people actually share these stations, or they actually allow you to do plug share, which is kind of like a crowdsourced thing. Somebody may have a station at their home, solar or whatever, and the further you go in, the more you realize that there's stations every damn where, especially public stations. Now this is just in the Houston area. This is along the Galveston coast. And just keep zooming in, and it's like there's a ton of stations everywhere, up and down each and every freeway. Now, even if considering, okay, let's say for instance, you want to take a trip up north, say even toward Dallas, and considering the range that you have now, on average you stop every 30 minutes or so. Not every 30 minutes, but for 30 minutes for a break while you are riding, maybe to hydrate, get a little gas, take a bathroom break. So you can do an easy 30-minute charge, say even going from Houston, say stop in Conroe. Once you get to Conroe, stop here. Now considering what it's worth it because you're not paying for fuel. And there's a few in Huntsville, high power station, well, Texas Prison. Let's see how far it goes. Now when you get into some of these rural areas, I know going toward Austin, then you just have to plan your route. So these are only like within 50-mile increments, or maybe 60 miles. And I know on the highway, even at a decent rate of speed, you can go 90 miles on one charge. And I mean, they're everywhere. And if you just plan your route, you're fine. And of course you'd have to pass up Centerville. Let's see if there's any. Okay, so this one off the slight beaten path here. And I know some of these small country towns won't necessarily have it, and that's something that you'd have to plan, accordingly. Let's see. And here's a station in use, so you'd have to slightly go off the path going toward Dallas. And I've never done this before, so I'm just kind of like discovering this myself. And especially if you're headed towards cities like growing tech type industry cities like Austin, then there are tons within, let's say, I believe it's in this area. Yeah, and you got Dallas, Fort Worth, they're everywhere. Let me go over to Austin. I mean, there's literally stations all in between Texas, here, and there. So you should easily, within 50 miles, planning your route to 90, even 90. I wouldn't push it to run the full charge for 90 miles, but within every 60, maybe 70 miles, I would definitely stop to find the next station in advance. And this is all along I-20, so going back down Junction, you got Austin right here. And even along this area from San Antonio, Austin, I mean, they're everywhere. And this is just in Texas alone. And of course, once you get further out into these, like going toward El Paso or somewhere like that, yeah, they get few and far in between. And I don't know if I would chance it, but there are high-powered stations within between those areas. So if you're willing to chance it, or got a buddy or somebody riding with you with a generator, or I don't know, you can find a way. But I know it's more that we dig deeper into solar power and all these other things, the more you'll start to see these stations, the more it's accepted within, the biker community. And of course, everybody's going to stick to their gas for long distance riding, and I would expect you to. But even in San Angelo, that's surprising, they actually have quite a few. Even in Mexico, down in here. So anyway, my point is, it makes a great city commuter, even if you did have to travel from one spot to the next. So just wanted to show you guys that, and we'll jump into the rider review.